everyone. So today we got a video for you that's very unique. We're going to an 80s arcade that is long live the 80s. It's called Wieners and Losers. But just stepping back in time, over 100 arcade games, and Anthony's never seen some of these games. We're talking about, Galaga and Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man Jr., Zaxxon. But just wanted Anthony to get some exposure to what the 80s were like. Also, they have a B&B that we want to show that as well. And also, Adam the Woo has been here. He has visited this place a couple of years ago. So that tells you how popular it is and unique it is. I think they're ready for me to kick their butt at some Miss Pac-Man or Galaga, right?
I don't know if you know this about Mike, but he's super competitive.
I'm very competitive.
And I'm not.
And
not either.
We may even play Galaga. We got to play Galaga. So if you were into old games, Dragon's Lair, I remember in the 90s, late 80s, in the early 90s, Tim Duncan, Aladdin's Castle in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He played basketball for Wake Forest University. And I'd go into Aladdin's Castle in my early 20s playing video games, and I would see him in there with his hat turned backwards and playing video games. So good times, good memories. Come along with us. Paperboy, I'm going to show you Joust. I'm going to try to show you all those games, and tell us in the description which one was your favorite game, and do you still play them? Now I think you can play them at your home TV.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one. All right,
Bye.
So Mr. Scott Leftwich is the man behind this. Him and his wife own this house. They open it up to come in for a small fee. They also have Wieners and Losers as far as hot dogs, which is really good. We'll show some of that at the very end. But I got an interview with him here. So I'm going to show the interview, but then also show B-roll the whole time so you can see what the arcade looks like, how big it is, and then also the Airbnb, which is like stepping back to 1980s in my bedroom. Some really cool antique stuff, vintage stuff in there. So let's go ahead, talk to him, and look as we go.
This guy on, but just so you don't have static. But anyway, so when you stay here, there's an 80s stereo stock with 80s vinyl over there. There's a VHS library back here, and you have access to every game console ever made from the beginning. Well, every game console, but that's everything from the beginning to CD platforms. Every little gadget in the room is vintage and it works.
Awesome.
And that's it. You guys just do what you want to do.
You mind if I ask you I know you've probably said this 100 times, but just kind of how you got started on this, and okay. I know a little bit about it, but for people on the channel.
That's fine. This or that or both?
Both. It'd be great.
All right. So, okay. So it's a 29-year collection. The arcade is a 29-year collection. It's the largest private collection on the East Coast of working golden age 80s arcade games, that being games from the 70s to 84. Now, when I bought my first game in the later 90s, it was Frogger, and I just started buying games because from that point to about 2006, 2007, nobody wanted this stuff. It was junk. Mm-hmm. So I amassed a lot of things, put them in storage, taught myself to work on them. It eventually morphed into this. But when we moved here, there was about 50 games downstairs, and we thought, well, I wonder if people would want to come in and play, and I'll charge an admission, and I'll use that to restore all these other games that I've got in storage. And that was the premise of Wieners and Losers. And it just exploded out of the gate.
Awesome.
And we call it Wieners and Losers because there's a little kitchen. We serve hot dogs on the days that we open. We open one Saturday a month. It's invitation only. But if you visit our website, longliveth80s.com, you can fill out. There's a little form there you can fill out. It's very simple process to come here. But that's pretty much the story, I guess, behind Wieners and Losers. In the beginning, when we first started, this was in early 2014 with the arcade, there wasn't a barcade on the East Coast. Those did not exist at that time. So I was naive about it, and I just thought, well, maybe I'll get enough people to come once or twice, and I'll restore a couple of games. I knew these games inspired an entire generation of people.
Amen.
But at that time, I was just naive about it. I didn't know what I was doing. So we contacted all the local news stations. Fox 8 jumped on it and said, we want to do our morning show live from your basement. And I said, okay. So they came over, we did it, and it was just an explosion. I mean, it was just, it just exploded.
Right.
And it's been crazy ever since. It's just been snowballing ever since. And that's kind of how it all started.
So how did, I think I talked to you about this. Oh gosh, I just noticed the Evil Knievel back there. Childhood. I dressed up like that.
That's Bo Duke.
Oh, that's Bo Duke. That's right. You're right. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But I was thinking about Evil Knievel because I'm a big Evil Knievel fan
I
too.
like Evil Knievel.
So how did it come about that Adam the Woo, who's a pretty big YouTuber, how did it show up that he came?
Well,
Because I watched his channel and I saw him visiting here and I was like, dang.
You know, that was really funny because I didn't know who Adam the Woo was at that time. But a buddy of mine followed him, and a buddy of mine said, hey, he called me and said, hey, Adam the Woo is in your town. Why don't you message him and see if he wants to come by your arcade?
Cool.
And I was like, okay, I will. Didn't know who he was. I messaged him, sent it, and this was in the evening time, and he got back to me pretty quickly and said, I'll be there at 10 a.m.
Yeah, he loves vintage stuff.
Yeah, and because I just gave him a little explanation of it. He said, I'll be there at 10 a.m. So I had, then I went to bed, woke up the next morning and did this thing with Adam, really not knowing who he was exactly. Now, I knew he was a YouTuber, and I knew he had a pretty good following. But after the fact, I realized, oh, he's got a big following.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a big following. So it was kind of funny that I really didn't even know what I was doing. But he came, we hung out, super nice guy. We talked all day. And I'll say that guy works hard.
He does. I mean, and he's moved from California to Florida now. But
Yeah.
at the time, he probably lived in California.
I don't know, but
But he goes all over the whole U.S. I mean,
Yeah.
he loves vintage stuff, movie stuff.
yeah. So, we talked a long time about things, and he loves Back to the Future. We talked about that and different things, and just super nice guy. But that's funny because Adam was sort of when Adam got here, we had just launched the Airbnb, maybe a month. We had just launched it. So Adam shows up, does his thing, puts it out there, and he comes up here, and explores the Airbnb. Right after that, there was some other YouTubers that came here, and their video went viral. And between Adam and that, we just had the Airbnb just exploded. The video that went viral, there was over 7 million views on that video.
Wow.
And when that happened, we were booked almost 2 years, 24/7. And I didn't take a vacation, nothing. I mean, and I told my friends, just pretend I'm on house arrest because you're not going to see me. Because there's pros and cons in everything.
Mm-hmm.
The con with the Airbnb is that they're really renting me.
Right.
Because when people come, I give them a quick tour. They get a 3-hour block in the arcade, so I got to turn all that on. I got to monitor it while it's on in case a breaker trips or something. Then I got to turn it off. So that's 4 hours every day, pretty much, that they've got me.
Right.
And there's no escape. there's nobody that can do it but me. So I'm just tied down here. But when that happened, we had people come, of course, all over the U.S., but we had people come from Europe, Australia, South America, China, Canada, all over the world. And then I realized, okay, so apparently nowhere in the world can you stay in an 80s themed room, have access to every game console and an arcade this massive, all in one, does not exist. But I didn't know that. I was just doing something I thought might be cool.
Yeah.
So, go figure.
Wow. That's incredible. That's a great story.
It really is awesome.
It brings back so much memories. I mean, I remember playing, Simon Says and the games that you have in here. And
Yeah.
I remember Bo Duke. Even though I thought it was Evil Knievel at first because I saw the blue and the stripes and the...
Oh, yeah. We played Dukes of Hazzard.
Mr. T, yeah, the A-Team.
A-Team and this.
But aren't you crazy? Always listen to your parents.
Always
See,
listen
Anthony,
to your parents.
Those were the toys we played with.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I really appreciate you opening this up for us to come up here real quick.
Awesome. Teen Beat, that is unbelievable.
That what?
I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, that takes
Look, he's got all the helmet. I used to get all these in the
wind-up
yes,
machines.
the little wind-up machines.
Yeah, I did too. I loved those. And you'd always get 3 of a team. You're just like, oh, come on.
I always wanted the Steelers because I was a Steelers fan then, and you could I never could get the Steelers because they were
Yeah.
popular back
You
then.
couldn't get the team that you wanted.
Right.
Now,
All right, we're going to continue walking around after the the Airbnb here and show the rest of the games that are in the arcade. Also show the area where you can get you a hot dog, which was excellent, and the homemade slaw, homemade chili with it. And just finish showing you this out. This place is awesome. Definitely look them up. You can book this room for the night, or you can come once a month. They open it up in North Carolina, and you can come and spend 3 hours for $15 currently. That's an incredible deal.
Hubert. Jungle Hunt. Oh, y'all playing games? You got Star Wars. These are some old school. Oh, I'm sorry, you're fine.
I hate that thing.
Oh, Dragon Players?
Yes,
Oh.
I cannot.
fantasy adventure where you become
It's a tough
dragon.
game.
Gotta have skills.
You gotta know exactly what to do.
You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of darkness. In the mysterious tunnels below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the final stage.
Old school Atari football. Old school basketball. I got Joust. So we want to thank Scott Leftwich with Wieners and Losers. Let me get that right. For giving us a tour of the Airbnb. Again, you can book this yourself. Check them out. And just outside of Winston-Salem, well, actually still part of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's a really cool place. Great vibe. Great price, $15 as a 2025 for 3 hours of playing all the games you want. $7 for a combo chip drink and a hot dog. I mean, you can't beat that. Definitely check them out. And they also have a Kickstarter for a television show they're doing. So check that out as well. Thank you guys for watching this. Please like, comment, subscribe to Lovey's Fat Life. This is going to be part of our day vlog series in North Carolina. Places you can go in one day, have a good time, and be back and lay your head down on your own pillow. Thank you guys. Thanks.